Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. The IFBB Orlando Pro has let out, and Hassan Mostafa has done it again, 2 for 2. After a very rough year last year, competing in multiple shows. This year, he seems to have brought it all together, learned how to peak his body, brought the conditioning we want to see, and he has dominated 2 shows now. He's obviously already qualified for the Olympia at his last victory, but this win here cements the fact that he is the real deal. Now, having said that, this lineup was not the toughest lineup that we've seen all year. Obviously, it was what's happening is there's so many shows that we're getting where guys are dropping off. As they're winning and they're qualified for the Olympia, they're just not competing yet. So the lineups seem to be getting weaker rather than stronger. I really think this is missed opportunities for a lot of guys, especially the guys that are all planning to do Tampa. A couple of these guys, could have been ready a few weeks early and done this show. I think this was a missed opportunity. Orlando, who doesn't want to go to Florida, Orlando? I mean, it's a nice destination place. This was certainly a missed opportunity. And I think it was a gained opportunity for guys like Andrea Presti, the Italian who was hot a few months ago, kind of took some shows off. He didn't keep going to burn his body out, came back here in Orlando and finished in that second spot. What could you say about him? I mean, he really has everything you need. He brings conditioning every time I see him on stage. He seems to have put even a little bit more muscle on if possible, but it looks like he definitely is a little bigger here. I think Hassan has got a little bit more wow than Andrea, but Andrea Presti is very consistent this year. Absolutely deserves to be on that Olympia stage. I don't know how many points he's got, but he's got to be getting pretty close. It might behoove him to continue because he could snag a victory with these lineups getting weaker and weaker. I have to imagine who Hassan has done. I don't think we're going to see him again, although I haven't really followed up on that. I don't know if he's going to go to Texas and compete there as well. I think it would be a mistake at this point. He's got 2 wins. Pack it in, rest up a little bit, and then start getting ready for the Olympia. I mean, he's got a lot of firepower. He's got great legs. He's got a good back. He's got great chest, shoulders, and arms. Waist is small. I think he learned to peak his body now. I don't think we'll ever see Hassan out of shape again. I think this was a good victory for him here. Third place, Phil Hart. Here's a guy who possibly could have won this show. Phil's calling card, even though he's getting older, he's in his 40s, mid to late 40s at this point. His calling card is conditioning. When he brings in the freaky, ripped conditioning that he's able to achieve, he dominates a lot of these lineups and beats guys that are bigger than him, beats guys that might be a little better than him. In this lineup, because the talent pool was not that deep, I think if Phil would have come in with his normal shredded to the bone conditioning, I think he could have won the show. I think it was a missed opportunity. I think he blew it. I think he probably knows he blew it. If you look at the pictures, this is not Phil Hart conditioning. It's good conditioning, but it's not Phil Hart conditioning, and I think the judges were looking for that kind of conditioning. He still takes third here. So just imagine had he been strided, across those glutes and lower back and the quads like he normally is, with the waistline even tighter than it normally is because he gets really, really dry, grainy. He might have beat Hassan here. You can't really, obviously, until you see these guys stand next to each other, both at their best, it's hard to make that assumption. But I've seen Phil. I know Phil. I've worked with him in the past. He's got that kind of a physique that he could have come in here and stolen the show. And it's a shame that he didn't bring it, but I'm sure we're going to see him back again in Tampa. This is probably a tune-up for him if I know Phil. He'll probably be in Texas too, I'm sure. So he's going to get better. He's going to look at these pictures. He's going to be pissed, and he's going to go back to the drawing board and say, what do I got to do to get in the best shape of my life? Max Charles, I actually like this look for Max Charles. I when I saw him in the lineup, I said, oh, no, Max is going to be burnt out now because he's done too many shows. We'll probably see him get worse. I think he's better here. I might have even pushed him ahead of Phil here in this lineup just because Phil wasn't at his best. Max, once again, is still, teeters between, am I full enough or am I hard enough? If he gets too hard, he's too flat. If he gets too full, he's not hard enough. And so he's always teeter-totting. I thought this was a pretty good look for him. We're going to have to see him again, I'm sure. I know he's going to be back. He'll probably be in Texas. He'll probably come back to Tampa as well to try to get that qualification. Look, at the very least, he's collecting points for the Olympia, point system. So we probably will see Max on an Olympia stage just because he's going to collect enough points. Now, Tonio Burton, which is the guy I was really expecting to see something special from, because the last time we saw him on stage, he was spectacular. A little on the smaller side compared to some of these other guys because he's moving up from classic, but crazy conditioned with insane shape and structure and round bellies. He came in here trying to come in a little bigger, which probably from hearing the criticism that he was too small. And I think he sacrificed some conditioning because of that. This guy could have gone all the way up the ladder, possibly. I don't know if he would have beat Hassan, but he definitely could have probably wound up in that second or third position had he been at his best. He wasn't here. I'm sure he's seen the pictures. He probably knows it too. Him and Phil Clark in that same boat. Got to bring conditioning, guys. Bigger is not better unless you have the conditioning to go with it. And that's just the way it goes. Tonio's got to go back to the drawing board and just put on sheer muscle. And that's what he needs. He needs 10 to 15 pounds of muscle on his body. And he will do it. He will do it. I don't know if it's going to take him a year or 2 years, but when he does it, dangerous, dangerous competitor. So great lineup here in terms of guys bringing what they should bring to the stage. You know, the names weren't in the lineup, but the guys that showed up brought it. Congratulations to Hassan Mostafa, 2 in a row. He's going to the Olympia. Rest up, my friend. We'll see you in Vegas at the end of the year. I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle News update. For the full wrap-up of the entire show and analysis, tune in tomorrow night for Heavy Muscle Radio with Chris Aceto and myself, and we will be doing that. For now, it's time for bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow.